Hi guys, it's Louise from Craft Geek Dioramas, and I've not posted anything for a little while because I've been working on some smaller pieces for commission work. And what I thought I would do, because they're obviously smaller pieces, I thought I would sort of show them all in one go, and I'll kind of go through them quickly, each of how I did them. They've been a little bit smaller than my usual dioramas. I tend to be doing a lot more bases recently because I have a lot of 1/6 collector followers who like to display their figures on diorama bases, and so I've been getting a lot of commission work for those recently. I still do the 1/12 scale, the 6-inch scale, but I tend to be delving more into the 12-inch figure line at the present moment. All these ones that you see made here were actually not commissions. These are ones that I made. These are ones that I made myself to sell. And what I'll do is I'll go through each of them. Two of them are 1/6 scale. So this one here is for a 12-inch figure, and this one here is for a 12-inch figure, and the one in the centre is for a 6 to 7-inch figure, which is obviously, as everybody can see there, specifically for a Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees figure. I got kind of inspiration a couple of weeks ago just to make one. I've always wanted to make one, and I decided to do it. Okay, so if we start with this one here. Okay, so this one here, I decided I wanted to make something based around Predator, Indiana Jones. I actually do have a hot toy Indiana Jones. It's been one of my grails for a long time, and I did get one a few months back. And he kind of gave me the inspiration for this piece. With my bases that I make for the diorama bases, I do normally use a frame base. This piece here I haven't. I tried something different on this one, but generally I do use the frame base, and what I do is I take the frame completely apart and I'm just left with the wooden deep frame, and then I completely redo it all, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So this piece here, if we get a little bit closer, I decided that I wanted to have a sort of a stone effect, jungle kind of feel, and I wanted some kind of pillar in the background with carvings into the foam, or into the stone foam, however way you want to say it. And I wanted that to be removable, because obviously if I go to ship something like that, it's about 14 inches tall, which trying to find a box for that would be a nightmare. So this actually here, this part is actually magnetized. Okay, so it's magnetized into the base, so when we go to ship, we can ship it separate, you know, to get separately in the box. I use the blue styrofoam that I always use, and with this piece here, how I scribed into the foam, I used a soldering iron. I purchased a soldering iron for about £5 at a local shop, art shop, and I decided that I would give it a go on the foam. When I bought the soldering iron, I thought it had a pointed tip to it, but it didn't. It only had sort of like a flathead screwdriver tip to it, but it kind of works, and I got the result that I wanted, and it works better than using sort of a craft knife and then, you know, trying to score into it afterwards. So I think it looks a little bit more authentic. And then what I wanted to do was put moss and things on it. So what I did is I added glue to the foam, and then added bits of scenic grass and moss. And this bit here, where you can see kind of like this slimy moss going down, what I did there was I mixed cotton wool and green paint and PVA glue, and mixed it all together, and then just sort of stretched it out over the foam, and then it dried solid. So that's how I got that effect. It looks quite good. It's quite realistic. So that's how I did that. So that's how I used the scoring on this one with the soldering iron. And I'll pop that back on there. And then what I did is I did some water on the edge. So what I did there was basically painted the bottom like a browny green colour, and then I did the clear silicone to the top, and then sort of mixed it around to make it look like running water. Okay, and then with these pieces here, these are actually removable, so when it does go to post, they just come straight out and they can be placed straight back in. This one actually is, sorry, this one actually here is permanent, but these all come out. I'm not going to take them out now, but that's how they work. So that's basically that one there. So pretty simple, but effective. Okay. Now this one, as I said, I got inspiration from seeing a a Jason Voorhees NECA figure, and I'm not a big horror fan, I will be honest, so you probably find it a bit strange that I decided to make a horror base, but I really like the NECA line. I think the actual detailing on them, the articulation isn't great, but the detailing on them are just fantastic. They're like little mini Hot Toys to me. And I saw a Jason Voorhees figure and I just thought, I've got to make a base for it. Somebody out there will want a base for their figure. And the scene that I know quite well from the movie was obviously the Crystal Lake, when he goes on to the wooden bridge here. It's quite a famous scene in Friday the 13th Part 3. So I decided that I was going to make that scene. And what I did is I made everything from scratch here, including the light. So we've got the base frame as usual, and everything is fixed on this one apart from the light. The light does come out, but everything is fixed. And I made the bridge from styrofoam, and what I did was scored it to make it look like wood and painted it. And we turn it around this way, and then I wanted this side to be sort of like the grass, and then turn it around this side. Okay, so it's all secured, it's not going anywhere. And then what I did is I layered inside, I layered the clear silicone. So I built all this side up first, and then I layered all the silicone in, and then I placed all of the stuff in, so it's all secure. It took a long process, and it took sort of like steps to do it. But I think it worked out really well. I really love this piece. And if I had a Jason Voorhees figure, I would probably find it hard to part with, because I really enjoyed making this one. A lot of work went into this. And yeah, so I made the little sign, printed off the Camp Crystal Lake, and made it into a little sign there, so we instantly know what it's for. There you are, made it with balsa wood on that one. And all these parts here, again, all parts that I've got, so scenic grass, tufts, scenic grass tufts, moss, you know, all stuff that I've got here, I used there. And with the light, what I used, it's actually a working light, this one, I used piping, so the do-it-yourself straws that you can buy. I've done that, and then I cable tied some wire, just some old wire that I had that I always keep, and then I purchased one of these lamps, and I fixed it into this corner tube here, so it actually looks like a complete piece. And what I did then was I painted it all black, and then I dry brushed it. So dry brushed this like a brown, sort of bronzy, brown, dirty colour, and then the light sort of a silver. And if you click the button at the top here, there you go. We've got a working, can't really see it in this light, but it's actually a working light, which I think adds a nice touch to it. So that's that piece. And this last piece, inspired by obviously guess who? Batman. And this piece is for a 12-inch figure I had in mind, and I just thought it would be a really cool idea to have a base for a Batman, and I don't know why, I just had this feeling that I wanted to put a Riddler question mark on it somewhere. I was going to build a wall to begin with and put it on, and I thought no, I'm going to put it on the ground. So I wanted it to look sort of like a destructed Gotham City, Arkham Asylum type, you know, something's happened and we've left, the Riddler's left his mark sprayed, painted onto the steps. Maybe the steps are going to Arkham Asylum, they could be going to the Gotham City Hall, who knows, it could be whatever. So again, I had some rubble, made some steps, all out of blue styrofoam. I created something here to make it look like it's a piece of metal that's fallen. And I made a sign as well. So sort of like an Arkham sign printed off of Google, and I just completely weathered it right down to make it look like it's been sort of destroyed in whatever's happened. And then it can be placed on the dio by the person wherever they'd like to put it, or not put it, it's entirely up to them, or they could put it here if they wanted, entirely up to them. And this one here is all foam, so I haven't used a frame on this one, I've just used all foam board on this. And what I did is I used 10mm foam on the bottom, and then I put another piece on top, and then obviously built it up so it looks like it's set on a frame. And I think it looks quite effective. And what I've done is painted the base as well to make it sort of look a bit better. So really that's quite a simple piece, but I thought I'd show you anyway of kind of things that I'm making. And if I quickly show you what I do with the base of this, just so you can see. So what I do is I completely take out the gubbings, and then what I do is I adhere chipboard to the base of the frame with tacks. So it makes it all secure inside. And then when that gets shipped, it will sit on there like that. So basically, that's the 3 things that I've done recently. I'm going to be taking a little break because hubby is in hospital and he's currently having major hip surgery, so there'll be no dia making for a little while, purely because I'm going to be looking after my husband and my son and holding down a full-time job, so it's going to be a bit tough for a month or 2. So here's these pieces, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit rushed, but I just wanted to get something in so you guys can see some work that I've been doing recently. Thanks everybody for subscribing. I can't thank you enough, and also everybody that visits my Facebook page, Graph Geek Dioramas. I've had lots and lots of new likers and new followers in the recent month, and it's just been amazing, the feedback that I'm getting from you guys. So if you want to find me, you can find me on Facebook, Graph Geek Dioramas. And like I say, if you're interested in any of my work, you can message me through there. But there you go. So thanks guys, and hopefully I will see you soon. Bye.